It's like telling your grandpa you don't want to go to the car show with him.
Yeah.
It's like, I really want to spend time with you because, this might be your last season. But, you're just getting older and we don't share the same interests and we kind of want to move on with Justin. So
next time my grandma asks me if I want to take her to go get ice cream, Grandma, I know it's your last season.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Field Goals and Forecasts, presented by Afterthought Sports, now on WSPU 88.3 FM, The Buzz. I'm Ryan Adio. Joined alongside me, as always, is my lovely co-host, James Derrick. Week 1 of the NFL season has just passed us. It is gone. I can't believe it came and gone so quick, but it is gone, and it was a good one. I gotta say, almost every game was enthralling this week.
I mean, this was the most excited I've been for football.
Yeah.
In the past couple of years, I feel like this year I was most ready for it. I knew the most about players. I knew, so I feel like that's just kind of how it's going to go from here on out at this point in my life. I'm just going to seek out week 1 of football every chance I get, and it did not disappoint.
And you were here with me.
I was here with you.
And we watched every single game, so you can't say that you missed anything.
I can't say I missed anything this time around. Actually, I plan on spending every Sunday as well as Thursday and Monday here.
I got the setup. The setup is nice. But anyway, we got to get into it. Sunday Night Football, that one was just widescreen on the TV.
Yes.
Bills, Ravens. It's safe to say we lost hope during the fourth quarter.
We did.
But hey, you're lying to yourself if you said you didn't. Come on, let's be real. We went down. We had a 1% chance to win, according to most metrics. Came back and won. Unbelievable. I actually have written here, what just happened?
That was the raw reaction.
Yeah.
We just it was like you could tell it's a bunch of Bills fans watching the game too, because we've got a chip shot like 35-yarder to win it, and we are sitting here going, this is getting blocked. This is getting blocked. This is not going in. All of the above, but no, seriously, it was like something I had to see to believe.
And they were very close to blocking it.
Yeah,
and they were very
Kyle
close.
Hamilton that jumped the line too, got close to that ball.
Maybe this close to it, this close. But here's the thing: is that wasn't the first time they got really close to winning that game. I'm going to go through what I wrote down. I said the Bills win following a Josh Allen dropped interception, Keon Coleman tipped touchdown on fourth down,
fourth
miraculous touchdown,
4th and 2 ball to nobody, just ends up in his hands,
sailed over Knox's head, bounced around. And somehow caught, I don't know, but multiple pass interference calls on fourth down that kind of bailed us out of it. I won't lie.
Time. Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid stepping out of bounds with a perfect 1 second left.
Couldn't have done it better.
Leading to a field goal. So we got 3 extra points. Tyler Loop, thank you. You missed that extra point to not send us to overtime, because we obviously don't have a very good record in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the game. That ended up giving us the game. So unreal. And then a questionable touchback where the very slight pinky finger of one of the Ravens gunners just touched that end zone line, and they gave it to us on the 25. And a Derrick Henry fumble, which was the decider of that game, the turning point of that game. And the last time that Derrick Henry fumbled was November 17th, 2024, where the Ravens lost to the Steelers. And he's only ever lost 10 fumbles in his career, and it was the only turnover of the game, as I mentioned.
Wow.
They lost that game. So it just seems that when Derrick Henry fumbles, bad things happen. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm even like in the playoff game last year, turnover battle was a big thing for the Ravens, but like this must be what it feels like to be like what Tom Brady fans and Patriots fans felt for so many years. Imagine every little call goes your way. You will win.
That does not happen to the Buffalo Bills.
These are the kinds of games you can win if every call goes your way. So for the first time ever, we had a crazy comeback, and every call went our way. I've never seen something quite like it.
Not only did we have a crazy comeback, but the Ravens followed suit, as they usually do, and they choked the game away. Mm-hmm. The Ravens have now lost 8 games since 2021, where they had a probability of at least 90% to win the game. Harbaugh has now blown 17 double-digit leads in his career, which is the most since 1991.
Yes, I mean, that's a lot. I'll give him that. I mean, if you're a head coach for a long enough time, you'll probably rack up some records like
fair
that.
Enough, fair
enough. It's a bit of a pattern recently in particular, coming, it comes out of the shadows when, you lose it. It's such a crazy game like that. And then, last year too, in playoffs, it doesn't help. But
now I'm kind of going off track a bit here, but I did see a question the other day where Harbaugh's been there a very long time. It's upwards of 20, maybe more than 20 years. I can't remember the exact number. He's been there a very long time. If he doesn't make a far playoff push this year, do you think it's grounds to fire him?
Man, I even have the same opinions in baseball too. Like I'm from the fruit. If the players like the coach, they can almost do no wrong in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean,
because I subscribe to the fact that if the players love the coach and the coach is at least turning in good, like winning seasons, like he has had 13 win seasons, you know what I mean? No mistake about it. The team does have success due to the coach. And if they like the coach, I think he should stay forever, literally.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know,
until he retires, I guess. Yeah. But you got to think, these bad losses, they're racking up. He has trouble against his divisional opponents. Look, I have all the faith in the Ravens this year. I have them picked as my Super Bowl favorites. But if Jim Harbaugh can't get them there, this is the most complete team I have seen him have ever. And I mean, he won a Super Bowl. This team, to me, feels more complete than that Joe Flacco Super Bowl year.
There's a case to be made there. Definitely can be. I think, quarterback play is definitely better. While different, I think, it's better in different ways.
Yeah.
I think overall it still is better when you have Lamar Jackson back there.
100%. Yeah. And
at any point in his career, no offense.
It's just a different breed of quarterback.
Yeah.
It really is. But let's go over the stats here a bit. Allen was just in the fourth quarter, let me say, was 16 of 21, 269 yards, 3 total touchdowns in just the fourth quarter. That's a full game stat line. Let me just say that.
Without a doubt.
He's the first QB in the last 35 years with 250 plus yards and 3 touchdowns in one quarter. And he did it in the fourth quarter. He has more passing yards than 21 quarterbacks in just that quarter. I could keep saying that quarter over and over, but I think you get the point.
Mm-hmm.
He had an unreal comeback.
Yeah.
No quarterback in the league is doing that. I'm sorry. No other quarterback could do that.
Especially with the receiver room that Buffalo is working with. This is one of those things where, again, I think having the same coach matters here. I know a lot of people have kind of had it with Sean McDermott at this point, but I think when you have a group and you keep them together and you keep the coach, it matters so much because you put another quarterback there. I don't think they have the connections to make those plays with those wide receivers. Or, if you have a different coach, he's probably going to let some of these guys go here, there, so he's built up a rapport with them over years. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest part. No one can replace what Josh Allen is to the Bills.
And Sean completely trusts this offense and this defense for that reason, but he completely trusts Josh at the helm. And I think Josh Allen plays his best football when we need him to play his best football.
Mm-hmm.
In that fourth quarter, when we're down, when we have 10 seconds left and we need a field goal, and he's thrown it across the field to Dalton Kincaid with 1 second left to get a field goal. I don't want to ever hear that Josh Allen is not clutch ever again. I know he loses to Patrick Mahomes. I get it. They lose to the Chiefs. You tell me one time in his career where that was his fault. And I'll take it all back.
Yeah,
but I just don't believe it.
25 game-winning drives and maybe like triple more if our defense didn't sell him almost every time. You know, so
I get the league is a quarterback thing, but 13 seconds, that wasn't his fault. The loss last year wasn't really his fault. I mean, sure, it was the only time I would say our offense had a chance to go and win the game, and they couldn't do it. But it's still not his fault. He made the throw.
That sucks. Yeah, but
with all odds against him, he made the throw. Kincaid dropped it. Obviously, it was a tough catch. Nothing really against either of them. But you can never tell me Josh Allen is not clutch. There's every bone in his body is a clutch bone. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and he's just been doing it.
Yeah. But continuing on with the stats here, Keon Coleman, have a night. 8 for 11. 112 yards, a touchdown, 6 first downs, which I think is an underrated stat that kind of goes under the radar. 6 first downs. how did he impact this game just from a wide receiver 1 standpoint, I feel like?
I mean, that is a stat that you want to look for, is that first down kind of stat, because it's you don't even think about it until you're in clutch situations where you say, oh, we need a first down. We need this on this play. And I know a lot of those plays can happen on first and second down as well. However, Keon Coleman possibly break. I'm not going to finish that.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Is he breaking out? Is this it? Like,
I don't know, man.
I'm under the agenda that I need to wait one more game.
I agree.
I need to wait maybe 2 more games, give or take.
We'll talk about it week by week.
Josh had what, like 40 pass attempts? He's got to throw to somebody.
He's got to throw.
And it just happened to be Keon, 8 catches, 112 yards. That's not something that just happens on its own.
No.
His touchdown obviously was clutch. It wasn't even thrown to him, but it was clutch. It kept us in the game.
Awesome.
Maybe this is his breakout time, but I'm not sold yet. I'm going to need a little bit more time.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
I agree. Like that, there's a reason I couldn't quite finish that sentence. I'm ready. Like we're both ready. We're both ready to be.
Obviously, yes. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, like I really hope Keon doesn't do well. But like, I would love to see him break out. I just don't have faith in him yet.
You would say that, bro.
That's a good point. Yeah, but I just don't have the faith in him yet. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. But I don't think he's that wide receiver 1 yet. We'll see. On the other hand, though, a couple other Bills had a couple good nights here. 5 for 9 for Josh Palmer, 61 yards. He had a couple really clutch catches. He burnt Jair Alexander a couple of times. James Cook, not a bad day. 13 carries, 44 yards, 5 receptions, 58 yards. And that's what I'm saying. Like, James Cook has 58 yards receiving. Josh Allen's thrown to somebody.
Yeah,
it's got to be somebody. I think that's why all of our receivers looked so good in this game. And also the Ravens just forgot how to cover apparently, but that's, yeah.
No, I completely agree. Again, with how kind of equal level every receiver is, it's almost like just pick the corner matchup you want. Hey, Jair, what's up? All right, you know?
Yeah.
So you can find the guy. You can find whoever it is. It was Keon Coleman, obviously, more times than not.
Jair was burnt toast that game.
He was.
I'm actually so surprised. I'll be the first one to say
you're surprised to see it.
I am a Jair supporter. I mean, he was very good. Mm-hmm. He probably is still very good. He's been good for a long time.
Yeah.
Packers get rid of him. He ends up on the Ravens. I'm like, wow, can't believe they got another stud on defense.
Yeah, that's a team that's going to, he'll play well for probably.
And now he's a liability. It's just unbelievable. But I can pin that on Jair. I can pin that on the defense. I can maybe say, okay, Harbaugh, like, come on. You can't lose that many games. Mm-hmm. You can't keep choking away these games. I will never blame Lamar Jackson for this loss. There was nothing he could have done better. And he was perfect in this game.
So much of this game, like you see, he ends this game with like 200 passing yards, and you're like, wow, he didn't play that well. Well, it's like he completed almost every pass pretty much, and they were up by over like 15 for most of the game. They're handing the ball off almost every possession, and you'd be stupid not to, if you're in a position up like that. So again, the decision making again was there. The play making again was there. I think he had like a couple bad throws where you're just like, that, as a quarterback, they just kind of get away sometimes, but he played phenomenal. Lamar Jackson certainly made a case. He was obviously one of the most valuable players in the league.
Yes. I think he was the best quarterback stat wise, most valuable to his team. I can get the argument. I understand.
Yeah.
But he only completed 14 passes. 7 of which were to Zay Flowers, who had 143 yards and a touchdown, of course, that long touchdown that he scored on us.
Yes.
Have a night for him, first of all. He had half of Lamar's passes in his hands, in his bread basket.
You did say to start Zay Flowers.
I did. I had full faith in him. A lot of people didn't, though.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I think he had like 2 targets for 0 catches, like one of the previous times he'd played Buffalo. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, dude, stay away from Zay Flowers.
He just decided to break out. I think this is his breakout year. I hate to throw 2 breakouts out there, but I think this is his breakout year.
Double breakout. I don't know, dude. Double breakout.
One of them's got to hit.
Same game, double
we're
breakout.
Gambling. We're rolling the dice here. One of them's got to hit. But we've missed the biggest offensive weapon for the Ravens, and it's Derrick Henry. I mean, who needs to throw the ball when you can give Derrick Henry 18 carries and he can go get you 170 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 50-yard run to taunt just right on our head. But obviously he was the reason they ended up losing that game.
Be careful the way you say that.
He was the turning point in that game when he fumbled the ball. I mean, do you feel, if you're Derrick Henry, like, I know that fumble's getting to your head, but you're like, man, like I did all I could? Or
no, if I'm Derrick Henry, I literally just go home and be like, yeah, that's never happening again.
Yeah.
And then I'm sleeping soundly. I'm not gonna lie. He never fumbles in those situations.
Yeah, like you just go home, you're like, well, I did what I could. Like, what do you want me to say?
No, yeah, he's probably pissed off about it, but yeah.
100%. I mean, that just happens. But who would you say was the more consistent quarterback in that game? Obviously, Josh has the numbers. Lamar has the very small numbers, but very consistent numbers. Who would you say played a better game?
I think, well, I mean, depends on what the question is. Consistency or just
who do you think?
better
All right, let's start with this. Who was the better quarterback?
Josh Allen.
Okay. Who do you think put their team on their back the most? It was Josh. 100%.
Yeah.
Who do you think did more to not put their team in jeopardy?
I will say, I mean, Lamar Jackson, who we just gave flowers to, obviously he played a great game. I think, as you mentioned, he was consistent. I'm not even sure if he would have been able to make the comeback Josh Allen would have made.
I can agree to that, yeah.
I don't know if he's even that explosive. Obviously he is. I don't think he's quite as up to that level. But no, he was easily the more consistent quarterback. Early parts of that game, Josh Allen and the Bills were struggling big time. They had only 13 points at halftime. Consistent
and safer quarterback. He moved with his legs, 6 carries, 70 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Got out with his legs, didn't make any bad throws. I cannot think of one maybe bad throw that he made. One throw where I was like, man, that's questionable.
Maybe some errant throws, like just that got away.
Yeah.
However, nothing where you saw the coverage as the throw got there.
Yeah.
Where you were just like, oh no.
There were multiple times where Josh either sailed it. I mean, that Keon touchdown really shouldn't have been a touchdown. Yeah. Or he just missed, or he threw it right to the DB's hand and he just dropped it. So I honestly would go out and say Lamar put his team in a better position to win, and his team let him down. But Josh put the team on his back.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Josh did everything he could to win.
Yes, yeah. I agree.
Well, do you have anything else you want to say about the Bills here?
No, just...
I cannot believe we won.
Just let the air just ring. Just think about the game and just let the air ring.
Buffalo Bills moved to 1-0 after a shocking week 1 win, and I cannot say that I am not surprised, or I don't even know what to say.
No,
there's no words to say. But we have to move on. Let's get into our first segment here, our field goals of the week. And of course, no, we're not talking about kicks. We're talking about the good, the no good, and then not even close.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, what went well this week and what didn't, and what was plain ugly.
Yeah.
How about that?
What was good?
What was good? All right. Well, I think the Chargers finally proved that they're with the big dogs in the league. They finally take down their divisional rival. I mean, sure, they beat the Chiefs before, but never on a stage like this. In Brazil, Chargers win 27-21. Herbert's 25 of 34, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. I didn't even put his rushing stats on there, but he used his legs to get out and make very consistent, very safe plays, do what he had to do, put his team on his back, and they won the game.
Yeah, dude. Like I said earlier too, maybe it was a couple days ago, these people in Brazil are going to think Quentin Johnson's Randy Moss.
Yeah. Okay. They think Quentin Johnson is the greatest wide receiver to ever exist. He went 5 for 7, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. If you would have told me that CeeDee Lamb would have more drops than Quentin Johnson week 1, I would never have believed you.
And like bad ones too. Like,
yeah, they were really bad.
They weren't even like they were.
I didn't even
dropped
put that.
Some bombs.
I didn't put that in the no good, but 4 drops for CD Lamb. That's unreal.
And like two of them were bombs.
Yeah.
Like just like big plays. But anyways.
Enough talking bad about the Cowboys. We do it too much. But we got to get back to the Chargers here. Welcome back to life, Mr. Keenan Allen.
I frankly did not know he was playing.
They brought him back to the Chargers like 2 weeks before the game, maybe a week before the game, if that. 7 receptions, 68 yards, a touchdown.
Keenan, you remember the plays, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You remember all of them? Yeah, all right. Come on.
Exactly. And I think, he was underrated in his time at the Chargers. I mean, I know he was like a top 10, 15 wide receiver.
Definitely. I mean, he'd have like 15 reception games over and over again.
He kind of reminds me of and don't take this the wrong way, like the Adam Thielen safety blanket for a quarterback. I mean, Caleb Williams never used him, clearly, because he left Chicago and wasn't very good there. I mean, he was injured, I think, a little bit here and there, but I think Justin Herbert is very glad to have him back.
I think Keenan Allen is, I mean, he's like one of the greatest safety blanket receivers that ever. I mean, when you think about, he's like Keenan Allen, man, he's to safety blanket receivers, man. He's like the Bruce Smith to the all-time sacks right
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
It doesn't get better.
That's a great analogy.
Keenan Allen, okay?
Keenan Allen has very consistent hands.
Keenan Allen is a Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
If you will.
Enough said. But we got to talk about the Chiefs.
Yes, we do.
They are the Super Bowl losers, Super Bowl runner-ups, I guess, if you want to put it in a nicer way.
Second place.
And they've now lost 2 games in a row, technically speaking.
Yes.
Xavier Worthy goes down on the second or first play of the game. They run a mesh concept and Travis Kelce just takes him out. Just first play. I mean, how do you think that affected the game?
Well, you don't have the main guy who's the fastest of your receivers and someone who you planned on being the main guy for the entire game.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of point in case exactly where everything went wrong, at least offensively for the Chiefs in that game. Definitely made it a lot harder for them. They had to kind of fall back on a lot of stuff I'm sure they didn't plan on using so early in the game, and then they had to plan for that after halftime for the second half. It affects your entire offensive scheme almost because you don't have a player where he's supposed to be, or you have someone else, you got to plug and play.
Yeah, and I mean, they brought in Hollywood Brown.
No.
They didn't really expect him to be wide receiver 1 right off the rip. But he ended up having 99 yards, I'm pretty sure, in that game.
10 receptions for 99 yards at that. So
that's crazy.
Pretty good game from Hollywood Brown. Didn't think he even still had that.
Yeah, and he came in questionable. So the Chiefs go down 2 receivers. They end up being fine. I guess, I mean, obviously it kind of cost them a bit, but they ended up being okay. And you think you lose these 2 guys, you lose Worthy, you lose Rice. You go and you say, okay, well, at least we have a good running game, right?
No, not the case.
They just decided not to run the ball. 5 carries, 25 yards for Pacheco.
Yeah, and Hunt didn't look very active either.
I'm pretty sure Mahomes was their leading rusher, which is never good to see the QB as their leading rusher. That happened a lot to the Commanders last year.
I mean, kind of a daunting task to be asked to, have a good rush game against the Chargers, who are a team I feel like that always kind of moves the line of scrimmage pretty well, both offensively and defensively. So, the Chargers are going to be able to kind of stymie them here and there when it comes to that kind of stuff. But 5 carries for 25 yards.
That's just brutal. Yeah, they didn't even try. They didn't even try with him. But yeah, that's really all I can say about the Chiefs. They didn't really do much else well.
No, I that was just, again, kind of one of those games where anything the Chiefs did poorly was outshined by the fact that people are happy about the Chargers being good. I mean, I am.
I'm happy they're good. Yeah, I'm happy they're with the big dogs. I mean, obviously it's very early. Who do they play this week? It's
I was literally just looking at it.
I can pull up the schedule. This is why we need people on the couch,
I know. That is a thing, though. Like, people will be on the couch to, look.
We'll get there in the future, but right now I can say, Chargers Raiders Monday night. It's that Monday night doubleheader. I mean, I can see them going 2-0 very easily here.
Yeah, I'm happy for them.
And if Justin Herbert continues playing the way that he did, I see no reason why he's not top. I'll say top 6 for now.
Wow, that was you did. I had to think about it.
I was gonna say top 5, but I don't want to do all that. Okay. I don't want to raise the roof here, but
that's fine.
But he's always been the what if guy, and maybe this is it. Maybe this is the if.
Could
right
be
now.
his time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we've got more stuff that's good. We got to move on a bit here. Titans Cam Ward, he looks pretty good. The stats won't show it, but I watched that whole game. Holy drops! His receivers let him
quite a few
down.
drops.
Yeah, his receivers let him way down.
Whether they actually went into any kind of stat book as drops, all of them that I saw.
I'm sure someone could go back and count it.
But there's definitely hands on footballs that Cam Ward had thrown. Yeah, and not all of them were caught. Not even close to all of them.
No,
not even half.
Calvin Ridley and I guess Alec Aomen.
Yeah,
a lot of just hit the gloves and dropped right to the turf.
Yeah, and kind of the same thing that I'll say about the Chiefs not having a bad run game against a pretty good run defense is the same exact thing here. Come on, it's the Broncos. They're one of the best secondaries in the entire league, one of the best overall units in the entire league. So the fact that he was able to make some of those throws, like actually get those balls to receivers, and then they were dropped. Yeah. Where it's almost a whole nother level of impressive where you're like, you actually had a chance to catch that ball.
Yeah. Okay. Against probably a top 5 defense in the league.
Exactly.
I mean, you're playing the defensive player of the year. You're playing a stacked D-line with Nick Bonito. You're playing a rookie Jahdae Barron. You're playing, a good safety core. Mm-hmm. That's tough for a rookie. That's extremely tough. And you know what? They kept that game very close too. Tennessee's defense kept them in that game. I mean, Cam Ward had a chance to drive and win that game, and then it was followed up by 2 drops. But he had a chance to go and win that. I'm very impressed with what I saw out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I am. He did make one really bad mistake, and there was a blocked punt in which they started a drive. Tennessee did in Denver territory, in field goal range, and he just fully took them out. I think he got sacked for 15 yards, and there's a couple other bad plays to be expected with a rookie quarterback. May I mention that's something that I'm not even going to be overly critical about.
We're talking about the Tennessee Titans, by the way. You're telling me Will Levis is on this team as the QB? They're not scoring 3 points.
Exactly.
He put them in a position to win, and it's just a lot of things went wrong. It's the Titans. They didn't really surround him with much. You got to kind of expect some early young mistakes.
I agree to that point.
Yeah. But our final good thing here, Steelers Jets. What a crazy week 1 game.
Pleasantly surprised.
I mean, I thought it was going to be the best game of the week. And it was up there. It was definitely up there. Obviously, the Bills Ravens, I think, takes the cake. But both QBs in their revenge game, Fields was 16 for 22, 218 yards, a touchdown. I didn't even put his rushing yards, which there probably is a lot. Rodgers, 22 of 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns for Unk.
Crazy 4 touchdowns for Unk.
Crazy game from both of them. Steelers come away with it on a last-minute field goal and a tackle by Jalen Ramsey, which saved the game.
I wouldn't even call that a tackle. I'd call that a bomb dropped on who even was that? It was Garrett Wilson. Yes. Okay,
it was a hit stick on Garrett Wilson. Everyone in the room went, "Oh!" and game over. Just like that. It was a great play. I mean, Justin Fields did what he had to do. It was an okay read. Yeah. It wasn't even a hospital ball. Garrett had time to turn, but Jalen had been fighting with him all game, and he was sick of it. Yeah. And he leveled him.
Well, he got the last laugh.
He did.
But this game was phenomenal. I kind of disagreed when you said this was going to be the best game of the week. Even of the 1:00 window of games, I would have said not even close because I thought Bucks Falcons would have been there too. Good, yeah. Even before that game because that has always been good going back to last year. But did not expect either of these teams to put up 30. Yeah. And they did. Yeah. 34-32, crazy final score. And Breece Hall, even someone who we all know if you're drafting in fantasy leagues, people are like,
I really like Breece Hall.
Some people don't want to touch him because Braylon Allen is a little threatening. I understand
100%,
that. Yeah. But Breece Hall ripped off 19 for 107, way over 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
He did a phenomenal job in this game.
And I mean, we're going to get into our fantasy section, but
Yes.
you do know who Breece Hall is playing next week.
I'm aware.
The Buffalo Bills. Keep that in mind.
Believe me, I'm aware.
Keep that in mind. But Aaron Rodgers, we're going to end with a quote from Mr. Rodgers himself.
From
He
Mr.
said-
Rodgers himself.
He said,
That's misleading.
I'm happy to beat everyone associated with the Jets.
He is.
Plain and simple.
I bet he is.
Hated it there, and they didn't really like him either, so.
No,
But it worked out.
kind of awkward, you know. He had to
Yeah.
go, you know.
Yeah. Brought him in, they were like, hey, man, like, it's like telling your grandpa you don't want to go to the car show with him,
Yeah.
you know? It's like, I really want to spend time with you because, like, you know, this might be your last season. But, you know, you're just getting older and we don't share the same interests and we kind of want to move on with Justin. So
I'm next time my grandma asks me if I want to take her to go get ice cream. You know, Grandma, I know it's your last season.
but,
Yo, come on, bro.
but you got the younger cousin Justin. to go
Yeah,
with.
but I got my cousin Eddie, dude. Like I
Yeah.
can go, you know, come on. What?
Right. It's go hang out with the boys. You go hang out with your friend Justin or hang out with Gramps. Like
Yeah.
you got to weigh the options there. I mean,
I know it's your last season. It's crazy when you're comparing it to your grandparent.
My bad.
I'm just saying.
That was on me, but you get the point.
Speaking of no good, what was no good from
Let's
this
get
week?
into the no good. Bo Nix in his second season struggles against the Tennessee Titans, and their defense looked good.
Yeah.
We talked about how their offense played well. We talked about how their defense looked well, but we didn't really talk about how Bo Nix struggled in that game. Broncos end up getting away with the win 20-12, but Nix was 25 of 40. So almost the same amount of pass completions or pass attempts as Josh Allen, 176 yards, 1 touchdown to 2 interceptions. Rough showing from the second year.
Yeah, it was a rough showing, but again, like even fantasy wise, you know that Tennessee's always one of the best, at least in the past couple of seasons, when it comes to limiting wide receivers to scoring.
Yeah.
And you definitely saw why there was not a lot of separation. I feel like in the games that we were watching, and I mean, they forced 2 interceptions. To say that I expect someone like Bo Nix heading into that next season to come out and throw 2 picks opening week, I can't say I was expecting that. However, solid defense, so I'm really not reading into it too much.
I mean, they got the win. I probably should have looked when I was on the screen, but I don't think they have too bad of a matchup next week. So this is his kind of redemption week. If he plays bad this week, we could push the Mac Jones agenda even. You might be able to go that far and say, oh man, first year guy looks great, second year guy,
I don't know, man. Their second week matchup, you for real?
I don't even know who they have.
Dude, the Colts are flaming now.
Are you serious? No, we're not doing this. No, they got that one in the bag. They're not the Miami Dolphins.
Are you kidding? The Colts?
No. They did just almost pitch a shutout. They pitched a 3-quarter shutout. So
I know I'm
we'll
trolling,
see.
but continue with what else was bad.
Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was bad. He was not good. He struggled in his first game, and so much that Brian Daboll was hesitant to name him the starter. He did eventually get there, but he was not 100% after that game. He's really ready to move on to Jackson Dart.
No, like seriously, like it was one of the like weirder tweets I've seen because he just like it wasn't saying that Russell Wilson would be the starter like that. He very intentionally did not say that, but that he was intended to be named the starter, meaning it's coming, guys. It's like week six at least, maybe before then. I think probably
that was my question. You think he lasts until week 6? I
feel like they're going to be a little stubborn about it. I think they're going to kind of make Russell Wilson play. And, you know, there's probably going to be some games that Russell Wilson plays well, you know. Like, I mean, he'll probably play well for a game. He gets extended for a week, you know.
Exactly.
But that's why I said I was more excited to see Jackson Dart than Cam Ward because, well, week 1's happened and everybody's ready for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, everyone in New York is ready for Jackson Dart. You've seen the way Brian Daboll looks at the kid. He wants him to start. They want him to start.
Looks
Everyone
a little
wants him
weird.
to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is. And I mean, Russell Wilson, 17 of 37, 168 yards, no touchdown. He was also their leading rusher, 8 carries, 44 yards. Maybe that's why they didn't do so well. They didn't have a run game.
It's this Giants offense, though. Not good.
No.
Not good.
With the exception of Malik Neighbors, who was evidently very frustrated in that game as well.
Yeah. And you kind of just have to think, one half of the team is there. I think the defense, more or less, could be there. Yeah. Pretty good. And especially if you have an offense that can hold on to the ball, run the ball well, hold on to it, get the defense off the field for even more time, I think they could get a lot better in the coming years. But right now, this looks like a situation where, 3 years down the road, Malik Neighbors is screaming to get traded.
Oh, 100%. I'm actually surprised it hasn't even happened yet, but it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. I can't really do math on the fly, but I know the Giants had a ton of sacks. Let's see here. Let's see if I can count.
The Giants. So, yeah.
I think it was 3 or 4. It's 3. I thought it was more. But Jaden Daniels was constantly under duress. That defense looked good. Yeah, I will say.
You also have to, think about the fact that the Commanders are, they got a pretty new O-line. We were looking at, end of last season, beginning of this year, we're probably saying, they'll be good overall, but always those first couple of weeks, until they're on like the same sleep schedule, reading the same book, doing everything together, they're probably, they'll need a couple of weeks. Until
they get the O-line book club up and started, they're not really on the same page yet. And having Sam Cosmi out is really hurting them still. Mm-hmm. But when he comes back, that O-line will definitely be better. Laramie Tunsil's kind of got to come around a bit, get used to that new system.
He's got to get away with more holdings too. He loves getting away with holding penalties. But,
if you want to talk about holding penalties, we can go back to the Chiefs, but I don't want to do all that. So.
We don't got to do
that. But you're right. He has been rough the past couple of years, but I can't say the Texans O-line or the Commanders O-line looked very good.
No, Texans definitely not. No. Texans actually. Whew.
Yeah, it didn't matter. We didn't put that in the no good, but
they were
final thing in the no good here. Packers convincingly take down the Lions. No good for the Lions, obviously.
No good.
Very good if you're the Packers, because now you're thinking, man, we got this division locked up. The Lions don't have their coordinators. They are cooked.
It took weeks last year for the Lions to stop steamrolling everybody.
Yes. They were the best team in the league.
It took weeks for them to stop winning by 30. Yeah. I mean, to get to competitive games against other teams, it took 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And now we're week 1, and they got absolutely chewed up and spit out in this first game. They barely scored 13 points, and they couldn't do much at all offensively.
They were not convincing once.
No.
I didn't think they were convincing once.
I honestly, with all the games going on at once, found myself watching this game less and less and less, which was a game that was circled for me. This was a great game.
Right. And it was at 4, right? So there wasn't that many games on. We easily could have watched it, but we just...
It stayed in the third upper quadrant of the TV screen, and I didn't really visit that quadrant. I was making an L shape.
Those other games, they were just more entertaining. I mean, up to when Micah Parsons had that lion to gazelle chase down on Jared Goff, which was unbelievable. But that was probably the most recognizable play from that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Lions just did not look good. And now we got to get into what wasn't even close. And I got to say, this is one of the most surprising week 1 games I've ever seen. Dolphins Colts felt like a nightmare to me.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Dolphins fan, but seeing Daniel Jones go out and just prove me absolutely wrong in week 1.
TikTok pending. My apologies. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to make fun of you, and I'm going to revise it.
Yeah. I mean, I got to see him week 2. I'm not convinced yet. Daniel Jones, you still aren't there for me yet. But you looked like one of the best QBs in the league. Only QB to ever lead a scoring drive on every single one of his drives.
Man.
I guess I'm sorry. It's my bad. I don't know what they're doing over at the Colts, that what they have in the water there that makes Daniel Jones look so good.
Yeah.
Whether it's their head coach Shane Steichen or if it's
you want to know what's in the water?
Know.
Scheduling the Dolphins week 1. That is a move that will always go well for really anybody. I mean, hey,
look, we're talking about not even close, right?
Not
the
even
Colts
close.
played extremely well. The Dolphins. I haven't seen a team look worse.
I'm like, hey, we'll get to our overreactions after week 1.
Yeah, I genuinely think they are the worst team in the league right now. Tua went 14 of 23, 114 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, a fumble, 3 sacks. His QB rating, like traditional QB rating, was 51.7. That's bad. That's very bad.
51.7.
ESPN has a QB rating on a scale of 1 to 100.
For simpletons that can't understand QBR.
2.7. Tua had a 2.7 out of 100.
That's like, wow. So they made a scale that goes just from 0 to 100.
Yeah, but it's like more advanced metrics or something.
Oh, okay. So
it takes in like other players. Like apparently, like it was basically saying, Tua, like your team was fine. You are just you are the problem. 2.7 out of 100.
So they tried to make almost like a player, like mistake proof.
Yes.
Like QBR, and they decided, Tua, it was you, dude. Yeah, it was you.
We got to see Zach Wilson come in the fourth quarter. That's how bad it was.
And Tua, again, just with some throws where you're just sitting there watching the screen, just going like that, going, oh.
Does he know that his players are dressed in blue? Or
oh man, what the heck, Tua? What the hell? You just threw that into quadruple coverage, man. That's basically. I mean, that's why I didn't draft any Dolphins, to be completely honest, because last year I could see it coming.
Although Devon Achane looked sensible in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean he's always going to be great just because he's so fast and just overall a good receiving back too. But again. Tua looks so terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
That's the most terrible, not to say terrible so many times, I've ever seen someone look week 1.
Yes.
A 2.7 QBR. I mean, we got to investigate that. How low has anyone else gotten on that scale?
That is a really good question. I actually wonder what the lowest is now, but I'll have to look later. Maybe I'll put it on the screen or something if I'm feeling good about it.
If you find something.
My question to you is, are the Colts good or are the Dolphins just bad?
Dolphins suck. Suck. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I agree. I think the Dolphins are just horrible. I think their defense is... I honestly think a high school team could pass all over their defense.
Oh, no. You're
not for real. No, not really.
No, okay.
But maybe Kent State last year. I think Kent State last year could score a touchdown on the Dolphins' current defense.
Dude, I would watch it. I'd pay to watch it.
Maybe not high school, but the worst college team could make a run at this Dolphins defense. I don't think Daniel Jones has proved anything to me yet. He looked good, but it's still Daniel Jones.
It is still Daniel Jones. I don't think anyone else. I don't think anyone's trying to run away and say like, oh, Daniel Jones is that good. What are you talking about? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Daniel Jones is amazing.
I don't know.
Who on earth has ever said that?
You know the Colts guy?
The Colts guy.
This is our Colts.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes.
That guy would probably come for me.
I don't know. Like, he's only played for the Colts for a week. I don't think he's even got that kind of allegiance with Daniel Jones yet. I don't think so.
Anyway, not even close. Bryce Young. And it really pains me to say it, but he goes back to his old self. Struggles. Jags beat them 26-10. 18 for 35. 154 yards. Touchdown. 2 interception. And his touchdown was a 27-yard pass to Chuba Hubbard in the fourth quarter.
Dude, I was really hoping he just didn't do that. Didn't play so bad.
I told you all to start him in fantasy. I have to sincerely apologize now. I mean, come on, Bryce. Really?
Yeah, that was not even close.
Not even close, but there's not much more to say about that.
No, I agree.
Panthers... They're going to be bad for a little bit longer. That really doesn't sit well with me to say, but it's just how it is at the end of the day. And then finally, are not even close. Or if you want to say good, bad, ugly, this was the ugly. Jalen Carter ejected before the game even starts.
This was such a fun way to start the season. I thought it was great, to be honest.
Well, fun in the terms of we are so back fun. Like, I can't believe this just happened. But we had an injury and then an ejection within 5 minutes.
Yeah. The injury, oh man, I actually feel so terrible. I forgot even who it was. It was like the Eagles fullback. Yeah, I forgot his name. Caden knew him.
No, Caden wouldn't know, yeah.
But no, they carted him off and everything. That's like actually terrible. Like literally the first kickoff. Like not even the first play from scrimmage. The kickoff.
Yeah. That's brutal. But Jalen Carter obviously gets ejected. He served his 1-game suspension, according to the NFL.
Which
he'll be back next week.
If that didn't count, like that's pretty screwed,
that'd be pretty funny.
That's actually
a 2-game suspension at that point. But is what it is. I mean, like, I'm sure they got into the locker room and they're like, what are you doing, man? Come on, really? And then they figured it out. And I mean, that actually really affected that game, but I won't get into that too much.
Yeah. That's not the only noteworthy thing from that game. I feel like
I mean, that brings us into our extra point. I actually really think the Dallas Cowboys looked good in this game.
They looked solid. I mean, first couple possessions, even I think like Dak had a possession or some play where he needed to like move around in the pocket.
He moved up in the pocket. He moved around well. Yeah, I have no real like gripe against them. I just think the Eagles are a very good team.
The Eagles are good. I think the Cowboys, if they played, another mid team, some team that's middle of the pack, I think they can win games.
If CeeDee Lamb had played like CeeDee Lamb, didn't have 4 drops, they win that game.
Could be a competitive season for the Cowboys. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not saying it's their year. I will never say it's their year.
Never will.
But they didn't look bad. I'll say that. I mean, Dak was 21 for 34, 188 yards. He was just moving well. Javonte Williams really cooked. 15 carries, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. They might have their guy at running back. And then CeeDee Lamb obviously just had the drops, but he had a good night as well.
Yeah, and I think if anyone in your fantasy leagues is trying to absolutely, murder you on a trade with Javonte Williams, you should accept it and give them the value that they're asking for. Continue.
Should I talk to Austin?
You should, actually.
Okay, I will.
You should. Just ask him for something crazy.
Yeah. If you have a Cowboys fan in your family, send him Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into some week 1 overreactions. Obviously, it's just week 1. Anything could change from this point forward. But if this were to say the rest of the season was based on this game, this would be how the season would probably turn out. Mm-hmm. And I think the Dolphins would end up getting the first pick in this year's draft.
Yes.
And they are officially the worst team in the league.
They deserve it now.
Yeah. Honestly, flush the team, start from scratch, get the first pick, start with Arch Manning. You're good. Yeah, maybe not even Arch Manning at this point, but that's a whole separate thing. I won't go into college football talk. Other than that, another Florida team, Buccaneers, Emeka Egbuka. He's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's my overreaction here. But what a strong performance.
I will say, early on in that game, when he wasn't really getting utilized quite as much as maybe I anticipated, I kind of imagined in my head, my little dumb brain, that he would just be Chris Godwin. Like he'd just run around and be Chris Godwin. No. That's obviously not going to happen. But he was pretty open on some of those deep balls.
Yeah, I mean,
he just kind of looked like a big play threat. He seems competent in that area.
4 receptions, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns on 4 receptions is nuts. Falcons defense is nothing to scoff at. Falcons secondary is nothing to scoff at. They have a good secondary, other than maybe Mike Hughes, but they have a good secondary. He cooked them up. He was the reason they won that game.
Yeah. No, he made the big plays at the end. I disagree.
And if the New York Jets season goes as well as their week 1 game was, they have a playoff spot. They are a playoff caliber team.
You're buying into the hype, dude.
Oh, 100% I am.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy.
I think
That's crazy.
based on this first game, I could see them taking the second spot in the AFC East over the Patriots.
Yeah, I suppose. I just don't know if anyone else from the AFC East is making the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, I mean, they're still going to go like 7-10.
Yeah, like they'll have like 6-7 wins. What?
Brutal.
Yeah.
I'm actually just gonna move on. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. You made me
I've got
sick.
some overreactions.
You made me sick.
only two for you, but I will say, and this isn't an overreaction. This is just a true statement. The Giants will not beat anybody with Russell Wilson at starting quarterback. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
They will go 0 and however many games he starts.
Probably 5.
0-5.
Yeah.
0-5. Puka Nacua is going to win the Offensive Player of the Year award. He's going to lead in receptions. He's going to lead in receiving yards, and touchdowns kind of a lucky thing. But hey, if he leads in that, give him the Triple Crown, give him the Offensive Player of the Year. Why not?
He could be the Triple Crown winner this year. Well, if there is a Triple Crown winner this year. But he could definitely be the number 1 receiver. I could 100% see it happening.
No, my overreactions weren't even overreactions, just true statements that have yet to fully become true.
Fair enough. But if we're going to make a prediction based on these week 1 games and our overreaction Super Bowl, give me Bills Packers.
Yeah, no. So obviously you got to put the Packers in there because they just dismantled the Lions. I mean,
what other NFC teams?
The Bills are just going to make it out because they're crazy.
The Chiefs look bad, and they're the only team that has consistently stopped the Bills. It's not the Bengals. It's not the Chiefs. I mean, unless we have to play the Ravens in Baltimore, it's not the Ravens.
Which, man, if we got to play the Ravens in Baltimore, we screwed up.
Yeah, we're cooked.
We don't even, something happens. Someone's hurt. You know what I mean?
Well, people are hurt.
No,
yeah,
that's true.
But we got to move on. Those were our field goals of the week. Let's move into our fantasy starts and sits. I went 3-2 last week. You went, let's see here.
I went 2-3.
2-3. That's not too bad.
That's okay.
And I went 1-4 on my sits. I was bad with the sits.
I did better at the sits.
You were what? 5-1?
I was 3-2.
3-2. 3-2. I don't know where I got 5.
5-1 was where I went and picked games last week.
There it is. Yeah. That's it. We'll get into that later, but yeah, you were on fire. Let's start with our starts. Let's start with QB. Give me Drake May at Miami. They just made Daniel Jones look like prime Peyton Manning. I'm going to say Drake May is going to have a good week.
And I'm going to say that J.J. McCarthy against the Falcons is going to have a great week because he kind of showed some rushing upside at the end of that Bears game. Got a rushing touchdown, snuck it in there, and had an overall good fantasy week. I think he had like 22 points in my league. So
he did play really well. Michael Penix also played really well on the other side of the ball there, so you might be able to start either or.
Yeah, could be an either or situation. However, I think the Vikings defense really locked in at the end of last game, so I think maybe stay away from Penix a little bit more.
Okay, let's get into wide receiver here. Give me Hollywood Brown at Philadelphia.
And you took my guy there because of name that cornerback on Philly. That sucks.
Adoree Jackson.
Yes.
He's terrible.
Least favorite player in the entire NFL.
Yeah, or Juju. I mean, that's their wide receiver 2 right now. Adoree Jackson is the weak point on the Eagles defense. I'd go as far to say the weak point on the Eagles team. One of the reasons that Philly almost even lost that game. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely go with Hollywood Brown here.
I have a really big...
And he's wide receiver 1.
I have a really big risk for week 2.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Have you read it yet?
No, I haven't actually.
I'm just gonna say Travis Hunter versus the Bengals because he had 8 targets in week 1. Didn't result in that many yards. I think he only had like 33 yards or something like that. However, if the volume is anywhere near that, I think even if he gets like 7 targets or something like that, I think he could, and they will probably intend on having him score his first ever touchdown too. You know, especially week 1. You tend to see a lot of guys joining new teams, getting traded or whatever. They get their touch. They want them in the end zone. Yeah. And I think it's going to be kind of a similar thing for Travis Hunter. They want him to get in the end zone for the first time. Yeah,
I'm completely agree. You said 8 targets. I did not know he had that many. And the Bengals defense is atrocious. I mean, that's just not even up for debate. My running back here, I am so confident in this running back. James Conner at Carolina. I not that you wouldn't start James Conner, but go out Just make sure.
Start James Conner and Trey Benson.
Yes, Trey Benson looked great.
Start the Cardinals.
Anybody against the Carolina defense. I am so confident. I'm just, if Travis Etienne can cook your team, so can James Conner.
I 100% agree. And you actually kind of like stole my guy, but then I realized Breece Hall is playing the Buffalo Bills. So I had to throw Breece Hall in as a must start against Buffalo because, well, you watch Derrick Henry do it. You're going to watch Breece Hall do it.
Yeah.
Whatever running back plays Buffalo week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and so on.
They currently sit as the worst rush defense in the league.
Not surprised. Yeah. It can't be worse than us.
Tight end, always a tough one. Zach Ertz at Green Bay. I actually thought Ertz played well. Green Bay allowed a lot of points from the tight end last week.
All right.
That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Why not? And again, tight end is always so weird. I'm going to go Evan Ingram against the Colts. I think
one of these weeks he's going to
He had a bad week last week, but I imagine that Bo Nix is going to throw for at least 250 yards against the Colts.
Yeah. I imagine Sean Payton cussed him out in that locker room.
Yeah. So. And probably some other things, but yeah. Continue. Who's your flex that
My
you're
flex
starting?
Here. Oh man, you stole it from me, but
oh, I did.
Right. Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's
Here,
right.
you do your flex real quick. I'm gonna think.
Yeah, you know what? Think on the spot. Actually,
I am.
I'm gonna go Ricky Pearsall
I like that
versus New Orleans. You just saw Juwan Jennings kind of got a good result on that shoulder, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah.
He's not going to be out for a long extended period of time. However, still dealing with stuff. So
yeah,
obviously Ricky Pearsall is going to get a lot of balls here on Sunday.
I'm going to go Jaden Reed here.
Okay.
Green Bay up against the Commanders. I don't love their secondary right now. Marshawn Lattimore played extremely well, but I don't think he's going to be covering Reed the whole game. And I think he'll actually get a lot of points from the slot.
All right.
It's a risky one, but thinking on the spot, I think it's pretty good.
If you have a reason to believe in Jaden Reed and you just really, like your gut says so, just go with it because he is hit or miss. He'll put up some 24-point weeks.
If you didn't think Breece Hall was an instant start, I put him twice. So, that's my bad. That should mean something. Let's get into our sits. Give me Daniel Jones. Come on. At Denver, don't do it. It's a trap. It's such a trap.
Don't.
I don't know if you are starting Daniel Jones. I don't know if anyone's starting.
No, because there's someone out there saying, "Oh, Daniel Jones is great."
Yeah. Someone's like aunt or something is like, "Oh man, this guy put up a lot of points. I'm going to start him."
Yeah.
Tell your aunt. Call her up.
Yeah.
Say don't start Daniel Jones.
Look out for your family fantasy league football teammates, or not. I guess your enemies, but still, grandma doesn't know football.
Side note: I am playing my mother this week, and she asked me who she should start at receiver, and I had to tell her, "I'm sorry, I can't do it." But now you've got my opinion.
Yeah,
so
you could watch this.
If you watch the show, I'm gonna have to get a view out of it if you're gonna get my advice.
A transaction must happen.
But because Drake London's hurt, so yeah.
No, that sucks. Regardless, Jaden Daniels. I'm actually going to tell you to give him a seat. I think there's a lot of other quarterbacks that could just come in and play a lot better. He still has tremendous upside. Even with a team that will probably flush him out of the pocket a lot, he could definitely turn this into a week where he scores more points because there's more rushing. But I think overall, what you saw him do to the Lions, or what you saw Green Bay do to the Lions, they're going to continue to do to the next team they play, which is the Commanders.
And that offensive line against Micah Parsons sounds like hell.
Yeah, against that whole line even, which was moving pretty good against Detroit. So
yeah, but let's get into receiver. Give me Devontae Adams at Tennessee. I didn't love his first performance on the Rams, and Tennessee's defense. They looked really good. I'm not trusting Devontae Adams this week.
No, I kind of have my reservations about Puka going there too because they're just kind of good down there. But I've got Deebo Samuel. It's the same thing. So he actually had didn't even know this because who's looking at what Deebo Samuel did?
He had a lot of points.
22 points. That's going to flip-flop. I think if anyone's going to score more on this Commanders offense week 2, it's not Deebo Samuel. I think Terry McLaurin's just finally going to have a good game. So
I sure hope so.
If you are going to start a Commanders receiver, don't start Deebo Samuel. I don't know who is starting him, but if you saw a good week 1, don't expect it to repeat.
Yeah, and it's Deebo Samuel at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But running back here, Javonte Williams. I just sung his praises, but it's against the Giants. Really tough defensive line, and I don't think he's going to be able to repeat.
He got a little touchdown lucky last week.
He did.
Yeah. My running back is Kenneth Walker. This is someone who is going in 4th, maybe 5th rounds of fantasy leagues, and
what happened?
He's just sharing the ball with the Zach Charbonnet a lot more.
Out-touched by Zach Charbonnet last week.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I am in a situation where I actually have both. I've got K9 and Charbonnet, hoping that someone would either take over, and then if if K9 gets hurt, then Charbonnet comes in. But if they both just share it, I have two terrible players. So don't start him against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's usually pretty good against the run, and Kenneth Walker, I guess, sharing. With Mr. Charbonnet,
which is crazy, but hey, it's Pete Carroll. What can you say?
Yeah.
Tight end, as I always say, sit them all. But I'm gonna go with Dallas Goedert at Kansas City. Don't like the matchup, and they just won't use him as much as they did week 1.
Yeah. I'm not gonna act like I can predict this tight end's position ever. Yeah. But Mark Andrews,
he's just been consistently mid.
Another big name, but just kind of falling off. If he scores a touchdown, you're fine, but I don't think he's going to score at all.
Did the Ravens they threw to Mark Andrews once?
One reception for 5 yards.
Likely at all.
And
what happened there?
That's encouraging, at least if you're a Mark Andrews owner. However, I think just the fact that he had 1 catch for 5 yards is enough for me to say, well, obviously whatever happened last year, beginning of the season where he was scoring donut after donut.
Yeah.
So it's something's still there because he ended up with like a leading amount of touchdowns, and he's still barely averaged above like 12 fantasy points.
Yeah, first or second throw of the game was straight to him. So there's some faith there.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, flex. I'm going to tell you to sit Bill, Corey Krosky-Merritt at Green Bay. Green Bay's defense is legit. I'm scared about this Commanders matchup, and I'm really scared about Bill. He's a young guy facing Micah Parsons, facing the wrath of the Green Bay defense, who you saw shut down the Lions. I'm just not in love with this matchup. And he did put up a lot of points, but I don't think he's going to repeat.
Yeah, without even talking, me and him agreed. Don't start at least one Commanders receiver, the quarterback, or running back. Yeah. So, not gonna. Fair to say, we don't look favorably.
Don't look at the Commanders just to start anybody this week.
Could be overreacting, possibly.
Probably, yeah.
However, my flex is actually Tyreek Hill. I'm a little concerned about just the well-being of everyone in Miami, more so than how they even can play football. I think they're all just so pissed at each other. You saw him crying on the sideline. Yeah. You weren't crying, Tyreek.
But he was.
I know, but you're just complaining. The word I used, but still, I'm nervous for him. I'm very nervous. I had him last year and kind of realized when things were going meh. This feels 10 times worse.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he has Tua as his QB. So. And that's
all.
That's my advice. Yeah,
you took the words right out of my mouth. That was perfect.
I wouldn't start anybody who's Tua as his QB, but it is what it is, I guess. Unlucky. But let's get into our final section here. Our forecasts for next week. Can't tell you the weather, but we can make some bold predictions for the next week of football.
Mm-hmm.
I was 2-4 last week, and James was 5-1.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't count up the Bears game. Which we were both wrong.
So technically 5-2.
2-5, and you're 5-2. But that's still not good for me. At least you scored a positive grade. But let's start with this Thursday night football game. We've been talking about it so much. Commanders at Lambeau Field and the Packers. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say Commanders.
You think they squeak one out?
Look, my record can only get worse. So I got to kind of make some moves to get it back up.
You're trying to get it back.
Yeah, I have some faith in the Commanders here, although the Packers looked really well.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take the easy one. Give me the Packers. Yeah. Easily.
Oh, well, what can you say? Bears at the Lions. I don't think the Bears got it. Give me the Lions here.
Yeah, the Lions again. They're gonna
I've got some faith in them.
They're gonna be so pissed after week 1. They're just gonna come out and just manhandle the Bears.
If JJ McCarthy can do it, I think anyone can. That's what I'll say.
Quite frankly, yeah.
4 p.m. best game on your slate here is Eagles at Chiefs Super Bowl rematch here. Give me the Eagles.
Eagles, same winner as the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Same way.
I can't put my faith in the Chiefs right now. I'm sure they want revenge, but I don't think they're going to be able to get it. Eagles, they still look very
God,
consistent.
I hope no one gives it to them. I don't want them to feel happy about anything.
Okay. Sunday Night Football, Falcons at Vikings. You know what? I'm happy with your pick. I'm happy we both went in on the Falcons.
Yeah. And, I have reasons to want the Vikings to play poorly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to share them on this podcast. They're deeply personal.
Understood. Yeah. Well, I'm a Falcons fan, so I'm going to go with the Falcons. That's my personal reason. But I also just do think that
they look good.
Michael Penix he played well. Yeah. Buccaneers just are very good. They played better. It happens.
Speaking of the Buccaneers being better and playing well.
Yeah. Buccaneers at Texans on Monday Night Football. The first Monday Night Football game. Yeah, Buccaneers. It's the Buccaneers. We're both going with Buccaneers.
The Texans just didn't look very good.
No, they didn't look good at all. And they played a tough team in the Rams, but when you just come out and get shoveled immediately, it's just not a good look for your team.
Yeah, and just couldn't score at all.
Yeah.
That too.
And when you have such a high-powered offense and you can't score, come on.
Something's wrong. Something's not
good. But give me the
Buccaneers.
And I'm also hoping the Buccaneers, because then I can be like, oh, well, the Falcons, look who the Falcons played week 1. I mean, come on, that's not it's not fair. And we almost beat them.
Yeah, exactly.
But then our last game here, the second Monday Night Football game, which for some reason there's 2. Chargers at Raiders. Again, we have the same answer. So
we do. A lot of the same this week.
All our scores go up or all our scores go down. But
no, you chose the Commanders.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
You're going to go down.
Okay. Well, I can't get much worse than how I already did. So give me the Chargers, though. You want the Chargers.
I want the Chargers.
I'm telling you, they're playing with the big dogs. They could, seeing how the Broncos came out, they could sneakily win this division.
Yeah. Chargers, Raiders. Obviously, you're going to start Omar and Hampton anyways, but don't be nervous. Put him in there.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous.
I don't know what it took for Justin Herbert to get better. Maybe it was Madison Beer, but that's what it does to a guy.
We're not going to.
He starts being better,
bro.
And that is going to wrap up our show. We'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.
Peace.
Bye.